Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Today's Monday, November 7th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we can get started shortly. So as I mentioned, the group guys, I caught the flu this weekend, unfortunately, so I can't speak very much. I'll try to speak when necessary, but I'm not going to be giving like ongoing analysis because it's really difficult for me to speak with the flu. My throat's like super tight. But I'll try to make the best of the session. So a few moments to finish setting this up and we should be good to go. Let me send this link out to you guys here in the premium. All right, cool. Hey, Kenny, morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Today's Monday, November 7th. It is 6:25 right now. Market's going to open in about 5 minutes. As I mentioned, the group guys, unfortunately, I caught the flu over the weekend, so it's kind of difficult for me to speak. I'll try to speak when I can, but I'm probably not going to be giving, ongoing analysis as I normally do. You guys could probably hear it in my voice. My throat's like super tight right now, so every time I speak, it's pretty painful because my throat's super swollen. But I'll try to help you guys as much as possible. It's kind of a bummer because I was hoping to show you guys the new strategies that I was working on. They're pretty good strategies. Maddie helped me test them over the weekend, so they've been pretty solid. Anyways, mark these up right here. We got the clean chart, mark the high lows. All right, solid. Hey, Karen, morning. Thank you. So I got a few more wants for people to make their way in. Let's see if there was news this morning. I believe there was. Actually, no US news today. So no US news for today. 6:27 right now. Market's going to open in about 3 minutes. Let me check my FX book real quick. Let's see. Yeah, no news today either. Actually, there's some news at 9:30, but you won't be trading around that time. So see where price is currently going. So price is ranging right now between this high and this low. Hey, Mariam, thank you. Yeah, no, definitely. I was going to cancel today's live session, but I mean, I'm okay to function. It's just the it's just my ability to speak. So thankfully, I'm not like super sick. I've been taking a bunch of Theraflu, which has been helpful. It just is helping with the soreness in my throat. So hopefully this will help me through the session. Hey, sir, morning. All right. So market is going to open in about 2 minutes. I'm going to go and mark up the overall bias for today. Sentiment is currently 66% short. Fundamentals are currently Okay. 66% short. Fundamentals are currently plus 102 points. Let's see, 4-hour trend. It's currently neutral. Trend's bullish. 30-minute is bullish. 15-minute is bullish as well. 10-minute is bullish. So we have a pretty strong overall bullish bias today. See how that breakout plays out. Currently have a sell momentum. So depending if we get a buy signal here, we might be able to get a buy entry for the breakout. Let's see, 500. So I'm going to take the breakout with you guys today if it does come up. I'm just adjusting my lot size. If you guys remember the lot size that I posted yesterday. So this is a 500 TP stop loss. I put the lot size over here. So I just, you just adjust your lot size to fall in line with it with the 1% risk. So if this does come up, I'll probably take it with a smaller lot size, just so I'm using 1% risk. You guys can use this pretty much for any 1-to-1 risk reward strategy, which is a lot of the new stuff I'm going to be showing you guys. All right, so we'll see how this one closes here. So if this closes with a buy signal, then this will be the breakout for today. The only problem is the candle is too big, so I don't know if this is going to be safe to take because there might be some sort of retracement before making the entry. So this candle's a bit iffy. You can see how the candle's kind of going in and out of the momentum signal. So you got to wait for it to actually close. All right, so no momentum signal there. No breakout. Invalid momentum right here. I don't see if this closes here. It's got about 40 seconds left. Still no buy signal there. It's pending, but it hasn't closed. All right, so no buy signal yet. Another pending one right here. Got about 30 seconds left on this candle. All right, so if we don't get anything on this candle, probably no breakout for today. We still have one more candle that can come up after it, but it's a bit risky. All right, so it doesn't look like we're gonna have a breakout for today. This would technically be the breakout if you're following the original requirements, if you're not using an overall bias. Because this is a strong red candle with the sell momentum. Not one that I necessarily take because the overall bias is so strong for a buy. Retail sentiment 66% short. Fundamentals are up 102 points. 4 hour, 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, and 10-minute are all bullish. So I wouldn't necessarily take any sells here. It's because bias is so strong for a buy right now. All right, so still nothing for us to take at the moment. Oh, gotcha, Maddie. Nice. So Maddie actually took it the opposite way. He took the confluence list, basically, what we've done before in the past. So Maddie actually took this for a buy here. You saw a sell for early for the breakout here, but Maddie took it for a buy because everything here was pretty much bullish. So solid. Yeah, if you were to do something like that, I would probably take it for partial, like not a full 500. I'd probably take it for 300. So you get in and out super quickly. So nice work right there, Maddie. If you guys remembered how we applied that in the past, that's pretty much how we would apply it. So we had a sell for the breakout, but then everything here was bullish. What Maddie did is instead of taking a sell, he took a buy there, and then he pulled it out for partial profit. So I think 300 would be the sweet spot, which had been right there. Would have pulled out in profit by now. But you can see right here, it's coming back down. So if you took the actual breakout, it's still running in profit. Right there. So this is the actual breakout. I didn't take it though because the overall direction is so bullish. Looks like it's gonna hit TP too. Yep, full TP on the breakout. So if you guys take the actual breakout here, you guys can see it's full TP. The reason why this was the actual breakout was because typically you don't have to use all the other requirements. You just look for a strong red candle in the direction of momentum. Right here, we had a sell momentum. Market open right here at 630. And we had this strong red candle come down right here. So that's where entry came up, or right here, this in the middle. And that's where the entry would have been placed. All right, so solid. If you guys take the breakout, great. If not, it's okay. We're still looking for more entries here. And if you guys are just joining the room, as you guys heard, I mentioned in the groups that unfortunately I caught the flu this weekend. So you might see me cut out of the live for a bit where I'm not speaking. It's because my throat's like super tight from the flu, and I can't really speak very much. But I'll try my best to keep it as normal as possible. All right, so price is still pushing down right here. You check the 10-minute. Yeah, no, definitely. Seth said green tea, honey, and lemon with hot water works every time. Thanks, Seth. Yeah, I'm taking Theraflu right now. It's helping a lot, but still there. So unfortunately, so there's a SR rejection scalp right here. I think this candle might be too big though. Yeah, there's an SR rejection scalp that's coming up right here, but this is a little too big of a candle. Stop loss would be past the or be within the wick over here. So if price does retrace up, it'll maybe stop you out before it hits your TP. So I wouldn't take this one right here for an SR rejection scalp. But we do have the criteria lined up. Wick rejection off structure, bearish momentum, trend meters red, everything lines up. It's just this candle here is just too big. So if it does retrace like it's doing right here, makes it a little too risky. If you guys really want to take it though, you can wait for it to come back down. If it does swing back down, you can make a late entry and just write it down further on its way back to TP. So yeah, if you guys want to wait for it, you can probably wait for it. Probably set like a sell stop right here So when it does come back down, it'll automatically fill your order at that point and then just come down. And if it goes past here, you just cancel it. So really up to your guys' preference. But I'm not going to take it. I'll just watch it. Just keep in mind today's Monday. It's one of the riskier days of the week. Also, it's election week, so keep that in mind. Kenny asked earlier if the markets close on election day. I don't know what election day is. Is it Thursday or is it Friday? Here, I'll just check on Google real quick. So election day is on Tuesday, but markets closed. Yeah, it's not closed here on Tuesday, so I don't know if the market's closed on that day. It probably isn't, but it is closed on Friday. I don't know why, but it's closed. Is Friday a holiday? Let me check. Friday, November 11, 2002. Oh, it's Veterans Day. Thanks, Marco. Yeah, it's weird. I always feel like the Veterans Day is on a different day. I didn't realize it was on the 11th. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for the update. So Friday is Veterans Day. Market will be closed on that day, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be closed on Tuesday, which is election day. Yeah, thanks, Jamie. Thanks, Marco. All right, so we got bullish momentum right here. There's another strategy that I was going to show you guys. I can probably show you guys here. I'm not going to take this trade here, but I'll just show you guys how this one would typically work. There's different ways of applying it. I don't know if it works well in the 1 minute. I know it works well in the 10-minute though. This is the trade that I took last night. So for this trade right here, basically, if you get a bullish momentum signal and it's rejecting off the low, actually, it's not rejecting off the low here. This is actually not an entry. The low's down here. So this momentum's actually not rejecting off it. This is one of the strategies I was going to show you guys today. I guess I could show you, there's not one right here. Okay, I'll show you this one right here. So let me just go to a clean chart real quick, or I guess I could do it right here. I'll just rewind real quick and I'll show you an example. So if you guys want to look for it, you guys are more than welcome to look for it. But it's something that I was going to show you guys today. So basically, when you see a momentum like this and you see it bouncing off of a low here, so basically, a lot of you guys like to trade supply and demand. I don't trade supply and demand, but this is my way to identify a push away from structure. So like basically right here, we have a low. So I highlight the entire candle and you have a bullish momentum right here. When you have that, you can technically enter a long position right here. It's a one-to-one strategy. You'll set your stop loss at the low of the low, and then you just let the trade run for a one-to-one. That's why I came up with this list over here with all of the one-to-one lot sizes to risk 1%. So if you take a trade right there and you can see price pushes up and hits TP. So this is one of the strategies I was going to show you guys during the mentoring session today. Unfortunately, I don't know, maybe if my voice gets better by the end of the day, I'll try to hold the session, but I don't think it's going to get any better. Hopefully by the end of the week, it'll be better so I can show you it because it's a really good strategy. It works good on the higher time frames. So I apply it on the 10-minute over here and it, it works wonders. So I think you guys will like it a lot. Like for example, right here, here's another example for it. There's a low right here, bullish momentum. Take this for a long position right there. Stop loss is placed right there at 650 pips. TP's right there, 650 pips. It's a one-on-one strategy, full TP. So if you take that with the proper lot size, you just take it for, this is 650 pips. 650 pips right here. You take it for a 30 lot. Let the trade run, hits full TP, lock in 1,950. You do this, enough times, you should be able to reach 10%, no problem. You just need 10 wins to reach your 10% goal. So I'll try to show you guys that a little later. It's a really good strategy. Over the weekend, I looked over a lot of strategies that I was working on in the past, but I never finished. And I just finished them like over the weekend. Maddie's been helping me back test it, and it's been pretty good. So you guys will see that at the next mentoring session. All right, price is pushing back up. It's above opening price. Let me go over here to the clean chart. I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit because it's definitely doesn't look like this anymore. Yeah, Seth said low key, that's how I trade. Combine it with momentum. If it's high enough, there you go. I use this for the high low quick scalp and they work great. Yeah, no, definitely. I don't trade supply and demand, so I don't know how to like properly identify it. I don't think anyone really knows how to properly identify it because if you look at different videos, everyone teaches it differently. In most videos, they'll tell you that everyone teaches it differently as well. So for me to identify supply and demand, that's how I would identify it, Seth. And I think it's very accurate because when you identify momentum here and it's bouncing off, low, this is considered I don't know, supply is the bottom right. I don't know because I don't trade supply and demand. So if supply is on the bottom right here, you can see that price comes down and bounces off it and actually pushes up pretty high from that point. So I don't trade supply and demand at all. So I can't really explain to you what supply and demand is or how it works. But this is similar to like what I've seen from supply and demand videos. This is just a little more accurate because it takes out the guesswork. You don't have to really guess, right? Yeah, of course you're gonna run into losses, but the strategy is such a high win rate where if you do it for a 1-to-1 risk forward and then you use proper risk management, 1 to 3%, you'll make it back in profit by the end of the week, at the end of the day, or even at the end of the month if necessary. So again, right here, you can see there's low bullish momentum. Take that for a buy, and you can make a ton of profit off this. Like it's a super, super simple way of identifying what people call supply and demand. I mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly how you would describe it, but for me, it's kind of how I see it. Maybe you can like factor in moment trend as well, because I mean, it looks like here, if you look, or actually it's not horrible. I mean, if you take every trade, you're going to eat some losses, but eventually you're going to make it back. So again, right here, there's a sell entry and full TP right there. This one right here would have been a loss, but it's fine because you would have had like 5 wins and like 1 loss. So you'd still be heavy in profit. And if you're using proper risk, you'll just eat that loss. That's 1%. You'll make it right back on the next trade right here. So yeah, just keep that in mind, guys. I mean, I was pretty excited to show you guys exactly how to apply this because I'm super excited to apply this, especially on the 10-minute, because this strategy works really well outside of the New York session. So I'll be taking those trades. When I take them, I'll share them with you guys because I do think they're very good. And then we'll continue along with it. Forex trades too as well. There's a couple trades here that hit. This one hit. Unfortunately, the USD CAD position here hit stop loss. It just triggered the stop loss. There was this big candle right here. I don't know if there was something that was happening last night, but it pushed it down. It triggered stop loss and then it came right back up. It's kind of similar to what happened with odd USD over here. We took a trade, it triggered the stop loss, but then went straight to TP. So I think Sunday is just a bad day to trade in general. So I'm just not going to trade Sundays anymore. But you can't really learn unless you make the mistake. So I had to make those mistakes yesterday in order for me to bounce back today. So there's no entries here for US30 still. Let's see. I mean, I guess this could have technically been, no, it was blue. So not really getting much of smooth movement here. Yeah, Seth said candles that have a high push against whatever direction. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly how I see it. Find a big candle after a low, find entries from there. Yeah, and I agree too, Seth. So that's actually a really good idea. So Maddie, I think you're here, right? Did you hear what, because you really like the high low quick scalp. So did you hear what Seth said? So basically what Seth does is he'll look for these momentum moves, the ones that I just showed you. Like this one right here, Maddie, he'll see this. And then once he sees this, he'll just take high low quick scalps on the way up. That's like your favorite strategy, right? So like you can probably do that as well. Like if you identify it on the 10 or even whatever time frame, you can just take high low quick scalps in that direction. Start making like 40K days like Seth over here. It's actually a really good idea, Seth. Thanks for sharing that. So I'll start looking at that as well. So I'll probably mark up if we have anything here, you know, the direction. Do you mark up the those momentum pushes on the 10, Seth, or do you look at them on the 1? Yeah, Seth said I could swing on a lower lot. I just don't have the balls for it. Yeah, no, exactly. And I agree as well. Okay, cool. So Seth does everything on the 1, Maddie. So if you want to try it out. And you said also for lines with the 5. Cool. Yeah, no, definitely. So I mean, we technically have one right here that's running at the moment. So if you see high-low quick scalps here, you could possibly take it. So is this what you would look at? Seth, like for example, if you have this right here, momentum's pushing away from this structure right here. This is where you'd look for the high-low scalps, or high-low quick scalps, actually. And if that's the case, we should probably just avoid these SR rejections because we're just gonna have too many zones on the chart. Yeah, okay, gotcha. But it's against sentiment. Okay, gotcha. Okay, no, that makes sense. Yeah. So if it's okay with you guys, we'll probably stop looking for these SR rejection entries, and we can just look for those high-low quick scalps. It's probably gonna be best. So you'd probably be looking for buys now. Yeah, the problem with these high-low quick scalps is that it's super iffy sometimes. Like it depends on how the market's moving. It's meant for ranging markets, but with the way that the market's been moving lately, it is ranging, but it tends to change very often, changes too quickly. So it goes from ranging to like directional back to ranging, etc. Like for right here, example, there's a high-low quick scalp, right? Or not a high-low quick scalp. There is a SR rejection scalp right here that just came up. But it's like if your spread's kind of wide, spread right now is 180, so it's not horribly bad. Yeah, but and also it's at opening price. Thanks, Maria. So I wouldn't have taken the trade. That's one of the things I was going to mention. So there's one that was technically that came up right here. It came up super fast. It's also at opening price, so something that you would avoid. You still have to keep track of these red flags, which shouldn't be too difficult as long as you have a good understanding as to where. See these SR rejection zones, the SR zones, they keep disappearing. So it's kind of hard to keep track of these because they're not like always set in place. Which I mean, it's fine, but it's kind of annoying sometimes. And price is moving kind of crazy today. So with this crazy movement, we probably wouldn't be able to look for these SR rejections. So I'm just going to take these off the chart. This is going to be one of the days where we're not really going to be using it. We'll look for some high-low quick scalps. We'll also look for some high-low quick scalps, and we'll also look for variation V1s and V1 continuations. I think overall bias is still bullish, somewhat. So 10-minute is now neutral. This could change. 15-minute bullish, 30-minute bullish, 1 hour bullish, 4 hour slow neutral. All right, so it's kind of mixed right now, but it's still pretty bullish. So I think if price swings back up, possibility of it pushing up higher. All right. Yeah, so the way that US30 is moving right now is a little, I mean, it's kind of all over the place. You guys can see right here. I'll go over here to the clean chart. I'll mark up the opening price so that you guys can see it a bit better. So we have opening price right here. So this is where market opened. You guys can see how it faked out to the top, faked out to the bottom, faked out to the top, and faked out to the bottom. It's kind of in a downtrend, but it's also, I mean, it's kind of confusing right now how it's moving. So it is in a downtrend right now currently, but I don't know how long this will hold for. Price might just swing all the way back up. There's no V1s over here. You can see there's no double body, no double wick. Thing is, if we get a buy signal here, it's going to bounce off this structure. Yeah, so if we get a buy signal right here, I'm expecting it to push up a bit. Maybe not all the way back up, but it's going to push probably back up to opening price right here. Yeah, Seth said, I just remembered when using that supply and demand strategy, depending on the time of day, that's what determines what time frame to look at. If it's London session, don't usually participate and wouldn't know what results would be. I'd look for a 15-minute setups. If it's New York, 1 to 5. What I've noticed with New York, if the 4-hour triggers a high-low quick scalp, it's almost guaranteed that it will play out on the lower time frames when they come up. Yeah, no, and I can see that too, Seth, because the 4 hour is like pretty big candle, and you're just getting all those little pushes within it. Yeah, no, it's solid. It's definitely something to think about. So guys, here's the strategy that I just showed you again on the 4 hour. I don't trade on the 4 hour because it's such a big time frame for US30, but I just want to show you guys the thing I just showed you guys. So like right here, you see how we have a bullish momentum. We go back to the low right here and we draw the entire candle. This is going to be considered demand, right? So with that being demand, this is where it's technically still running. So on the higher time frame, you can see that there's a trade here running. What I'm going to call the strategy is I'm going to call the strategy a high-low momentum, because we're using the high-low as a supply and demand zone, and then we're using momentum to identify what direction price is going to go. So right here on the 4 hour, there's one that's actually running. So I do think price will push up eventually. It might not push up, directly, but I think eventually it'll push up, and then it'll just keep pushing up higher from there. So it's actually a good markup to identify. So I'll leave this here and I'll just use this as a 10-minute. So we'll see if price pushes up. Because if that's the case, then I think the 10-minute here would align with it as well. If we have a low here established and we get a buy signal, then I would expect this to hit TP2 because it's moving within the 4 hour trade over here. So if I see that 10-minute entry come up, I'll mark it up for you guys and I'll send it as a signal in the group, or I'll try to. And then I'll probably take it myself. Take it for a 1% risk. And then same here on the 1 minute, if we see anything here. So, I mean, it looks good. So this is key, guys. This is key that you guys are everyone's sharing their ideas here, because it does help with our analysis for US30. We already knew price was going to be bullish because overall bias here is bullish. So here goes the buy signal that we were looking for. I'm not going to take this as a specific entry, like for a high-low momentum. I'll just follow it, but I'm going to look for some high-low quick scalps along the way if it does close. So I do think price will be bullish. The 4 hour has a long way to go still. Still has about 4,000 pips to go until it reaches its TP. All right. So no buy signal there. All right, so as you guys can see, US30 is moving kind of weird. This candle was like super high up, and all of a sudden at the last couple seconds of the candle, it just dumped right back down. It was up here, and then the last 5 seconds, price went from like way up here to way down here, dropped about 700 pips. So just be a little careful with taking these entries here, guys, or taking any entries in general. You know, I had to find out the hard way taking trades yesterday. Luckily, my US30 trades worked for me. Thanks, Sharon. I just saw your message. I'll take a look at that after. But looks like some of you guys here locked in some profits. Kenny here locked in 380 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. Narith over here locked in 2,560. Nice work, Narith. Kenny again right here at 300. Seth over here currently up 17,181. Nice work, Seth. So let's see what else we have over here. But yeah, these are my profits from yesterday. So what happened yesterday is I kind of made this mistake. I don't know why I even took this trade. I took a trade that was within the bigger move. So there was this big US30 trade right here for a buy, and then there was a small sell here. So I thought price would retrace a little bit. So I made the dumb mistake of going against my actual trade. And I ate a loss off that, but then I reversed my trade, and then I took the buy instead, made some profit off it. So it worked out for me. And this is why it's key that you guys use proper risk management, because you can, you know, by every trade, you can make your profit right back. As long as you use you know, 1% to 3% risk for every trade, you'll be able to make that right back on the next trade. So even if you have one loss, you take one more trade and you win, you'll be back at break even, if not in slight profit. All right, so here we go again with the 1 minute. If this ends up closing, and it doesn't. So unfortunately, nothing there. There's no V1s, no high-low quick scalps, none of that right now. Scotty over here with some more profit. Scotty's currently up 685 for the day. Nice work, Scotty. Yeah, thanks, John. I'm gonna do that later. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that a whole day today. Hopefully it'll help. Yeah, I just started showing symptoms on Saturday, but then I started getting worse yesterday. Today it's pretty bad. All right, so no entries off that. 4 hour here is still running. This is the same strategy I showed you guys on the 4 hour time frame. It's running pretty solid. Looks like the previous ones over here kind of ran too. Right here. And there's different ways to protect your position as well. So like the way that I apply this, if I'm applying this on the higher time frame, you can see right here as price pushed up. When price pushes up above profit, I would move my stop loss in profit. So technically I'd be taken out of this trade, but holding it for full TP, it looks like it's still pushing up higher. Let's see, iPhone said his MT4 is frozen. Looking at mine right now, it looks okay. I'm not sure if it was just like for a short period. Is yours still frozen, iPhone? Mine looks back to normal. So it looks like it's moving all right. Okay, cool. So it looks like it's working on your side. All right, so we're looking for any possible high-low quick scalps over here. The requirements over here. So in order for us to get a high-low quick scalp, we need to get a low. That'll show up after here. We don't have that yet. It's also at opening price, so it's kind of hard for us to take any entries around here. All right, so I'm sure the 10-minute is back to bullish. Yeah, it is. So we have a pretty strong bullish bias. I'm only looking for buys today, possible. So I'm looking for some variation V1s, also looking for some high-low quick scalps. This here might be an SR rejection, or yeah, SR rejection scalp, but I think it's too big of a candle. Yeah, it's definitely too big. So it's rejecting off the structure right here. It's also touching opening price, so we wouldn't be able to take it. We'll follow it. Yeah, so this right here would technically be the SR rejection scalp, but it's rejecting off opening price, which is a red flag for us. So we can't take the trade there. Also, the candle's too big. All right, so we got this here. I'm still looking on the 10 over here. Oh, whoops. I don't know why the 10 was frozen on that. All right, so basically here on the 10-minute, I'm looking for a buy signal. If I can get a buy signal here, then this would technically be an entry for the high-low momentum strategy that I was showing you guys. So let's watch for a buy signal here if we can get one. Still looking for some high-low quick scalps over here as well, or variations. The problem with this here is that's right at opening price. We need price to push away from this area here. Let's see, it's 7 o'clock. Let me check the Forex pairs real quick to see if there's any entries for us to take. So here's another entry for the strategy I was just showing you guys. Full TP off that. This one's still running. Bring it up a little bit. So I'm just going to take these off. A lot of these old ones, I'm going to let them run. I'm just going to look for new ones here. So I'm looking for momentum signals. Here's another strategy right here too. So I didn't really discuss this with you guys, but this is kind of similar to the momentum. So like, for example, here, if you get a low with a red candle, so you can see how this candle has a red candle, right? You have a low over here with the red candle. Like this is another one-to-one strategy that I'm applying. So we have a low with the red candle, a high with the red candle. This is a reversal pattern. So this right here is red candle. This right here is a red candle. If you have that, take that for a short position right there. Your stop loss is at the high. Try and keep it a little tight, and you let the trade run, and there you go to full TP. So there's a couple of different strategies here that work very well, especially on Forex on the higher time frames, which I was hoping to show you guys during the mentoring session today. If I feel better later today, we'll still have the mentoring session, but I don't think I'm going to feel that much better by then. There's another entry right here. You have a high with the sell signal. It doesn't matter if it's valid or invalid. Take that for a short position right there. Stop loss at the high right there, full TP. So still looking for some entries here. Sell momentum right there. Hey Zoom, how's it going? Daylight's back. Seems like my time. Yeah, no, definitely daylight savings for sure. Had an extra hour today, sleep. I woke up today like at 4 a.m. I was like, damn, why am I awake? It's because it was daylight savings. I'm just going to zoom through these real quick, see if I missed anything here that we can possibly take, maybe even late entries. There's some pullback. Nothing there. Right, so for EG over here, we have a green candle and a green candle right there. So I think this is probably going to push up a little bit. The thing I don't like about EG is that it's kind of a tight move. So looking at this right here, looks like this is still running 186. Possible entry there for EG. This right here. Right, nothing here for EU, nothing for GA. GC over here at full TP. It's the same strategy I just showed you guys. Bullish momentum right there. We use this as the supply low, and you can see it blast right through. Full TP right there. GC over here didn't play out as well. GJ. So as you guys can see, there's a ton of entries that you guys can take. It's just up to your preference, but if you apply a lot of these, GN's still running right now, almost on its way to full TP. This right here, possible sell. One second, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. Oops. All right, so let's see what else we got. Let's go back to US30. So I don't see anything here for Forex right now. Yeah, definitely nothing right now. The buy signal right here doesn't hit the criteria. And J, nothing there. And U, nothing. I'm just looking for the momentum entries here, because that's like the easiest one to really spot. If you see the momentum, you can just see if it's bouncing off of the high lows, which we identify as supply and demand. So if USD CHF here closes with the buy signal on the next candle, this could be possible entry. So you have one pending right there. Long position right there. And we'll come back to look at that closer to the end of the session around 8. Let's see. So we're here back at US30. As you guys can see, you guys didn't really miss anything. Price is still at opening price. So that's why I wasn't really in a rush to come back to US30, because we can't take any trades around this area. If you look over here in the clean chart, there's not really much going on. You guys can see the downtrend that I drew out earlier. Price actually broke out of it, and it's completely reversing. So there's not really much to do here with US30 at the moment. So I'm kind of looking at Forex trades. The one thing that I haven't really looked at was like NASDAQ and S&P. And a lot of you guys like trading NASDAQ. And I think the strategy works exceptionally well on NASDAQ as well. So I don't know, maybe I'll start trading NASDAQ. So you can see right here, same strategy that I just showed you guys. We use this as supply. And then you can see right here, full TP. Same with this one down here. Same strategy. We're using the high low over here as supply and demand. Right here, actually. Right there, the red one's rejecting off it. Entry right there. Another full TP right there. So 2 back-to-back full TPs right there. Another one right here. Another full TP. So the strategy works really well on like anything, really. That's why I was kind of excited to show you guys it, because if you guys like to, apply them on these other assets, I might start trading all the indices at this point, because the strategy works very well on literally everything. Full TP again right there. This thing actually works better on NASDAQ. I might start trading NASDAQ. So back to US30. Let me just go back to there. All right, so we have a pending buy signal right here. It's about 5 minutes left on it. All right, so we got about 4 minutes left on this candle. I'll keep following to see where it goes. I don't really see anything for us to take right now specifically. This thing just blasted off. So it's moving in the direction of our bias right here, but there hasn't been any entries for us to take. Unfortunately, I mean, there was a high-low quick scalp that came up right here, but it was right at opening price. Yeah, this thing's blasting right through. So there's the 4-hour trade. You can see the 4-hour trade is still running and full towards the upside. So we have a long way to go right here. It's kind of what I see happening. I think this thing might be a little too far though. So if anything, if I want to take this trade, I'm probably going to hold off for a little bit. And I'll let it retrace, but I think this will eventually come up higher. Let's see for the, I mean, it's not super far. It's like 230 pips. So it's not horrible. Or 2,300 pips. But it might be due for retracement. Let me see how far is it on the 4-hour. Yeah, it's kind of a far push because the 4-hour here is going to reach its full TP in 2,230 pips. Yeah, 2,000, about 2,000 pips. So the 10-minute here is going to run farther than that, or it might. All right, so iPhone said I gambled, hit my TP, bro. Held it since market open. Phase 2, past phase 2 again. This time we just small lot size on the funded. Yeah, no, smart idea. iPhone. Now that you have no profit goal, keep it at 1%. That'd probably be key for you. Nice. Madhu said he's been watching the 3-minute caught one trade for 250 pips. That last push was probably the high-low scalp on the 3-minute. Full TP with little drawdown. Yeah, no, and I could see that too, Madhu. So he was trading over here on the 3-minute. High-low scalp right there. Blasted right through it. Yeah. Solid. Here we are on the 1-minute. Price is right at the sessions. So, I mean, it's in another tough spot. It was tough down here because it was at opening price. Now it's back up here at the sessions. One thing that I noticed here too, is when you get this type of entry, the one that I just showed you guys, you can basically write it to the next structure. So right here, we have the sell signal. You could have wrote it to the sessions down here. So like typically your stop loss would be right there, 65. Could have went for a little bit of a farther push right there. Interesting. All right, the 4 hour is still running. It's in full TP. I think it'll eventually hit its TP. The 10-minute over here is about to close. It's just a little bit of a big move, so I don't think I'm going to take this one right here. I'll probably watch it and I'll see if I can probably catch moves within it, but I don't think I'm going to take the entire move. It's just too far. It's 2,240 pips. Yeah, no, definitely, Maddie. I got you. Yeah, whenever you get that stuff down, we'll work on that. All right, so this is the move right here for so this is the move I was telling you guys about right here. So I'll follow it. I'm not gonna take it because it's so big. This candle is big, so I might have to retrace a little bit. I might like wait for it to come down in order for a discount. Yeah, we have this momentum right here rejecting off this low, which we would consider demand. I'll probably retrace a little bit and then maybe get in for a discount and then ride it up higher. Let's see, Medusa, this strategy we're talking about, quick scalps. Yeah, so this isn't the actual strategy. It's just this is a different strategy that I was that I've been like working on. We do the quick scalps are on the 1 minute. We don't take the quick scalps on the 10-minute because it's just too high of a time frame. I mean, technically you could, but I mean, I personally don't really do it because it's considered a quick scalp, so you should do it on the shorter time frames where you get in and out quickly. This is more of a longer intraday strategy, and it's done on the 10-minute or higher. I think Maddie's tried it on the 1 minute, but it's not as accurate. But on the higher time frames, it usually works pretty well. So we have one running here on the 4 hour, one running here on the 10-minute, and then we're looking for any possible quick scalps here on the 1 minute time frame. Yeah, so these are done on the 1 minute, but they're I'll put the requirements up here for you. 1 minute quick scalp. So we don't have a bullish momentum right now, but when we do, possible quick scalps to the upside. It's just really close to the sessions right here. So this is what makes it a bit of an issue. Sessions right here and opening price down here. Yeah, so Maddie mentioned that this is also considered the daily. So this actually gives pretty good confluence for the buys, because this is actually the daily entry. It's also the high low momentum entry right here, and there's also a 4 hour. So there's a lot of entries here pointing towards a buy. So if this does end up coming back down, possibly I'd probably enter it for a buy and pretty much let it run. Let me see if I can. The lot size proper on this. I just want to risk 1%. So the stop loss is about 210. Probably 50 points in the red. So I'm trying to figure out what lot size should I use for this. Actually, this is kind of too big of a move. I would probably have to use like a 10 lot. I'll see if it comes down a little more. But yeah, price will probably retrace down a little bit because this candle here was just too big. This is way too big, right? So it's probably have to retrace down a little bit, and then from there, it'll bounce maybe off the structure here for retest and continue up higher. 1,500 pips. How far is this? 2,500. It's kind of hard for me to gauge where my TP stop loss would be because pricing is a little different on MT4 and US30, on MT4 and TradingView. So I'm trying to figure out an entry here to enter for this. If I could find one, let me see. $16. Where's the TP from here? Yeah, I'm gonna look for some entries here too, Maddie, on the 1 minute. Because eventually, the farther down it drops, the better, because it'll provide opportunity for you to like have a bigger push up when price does decide to push up higher. It's got to be patient for it. I'm looking for some high-low quick scalps. I'm also looking for some variation V1s. If only we could find one here. All right, let's see if we have anything here. Still nothing here yet, but we have buys running on the 4-hour, buys running on the 10 minute. This candle here is pretty big, so it's going to retrace down a little bit before it pushes up. So we can see we can find some entries here on the 1 minute. If we could find something, let me check we don't even have a bullish momentum yet. If we get a bullish momentum, we can look for some high-low quick scalps there. Also, we could look for some variation V1s, V1 continuations, or even SR rejection entries. But we just don't have that yet. Over down the Forex guys real quick. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Let's see. Yeah, Medusa was really tempted to enter, but he's waiting. Yeah, like for here on the 10 minute, I'm tempted to enter here too, but I'm trying to figure out where it's going to bounce from. I mean, the key area would be down here, but if you wait for too long, you might miss the move, right? Yeah, Maddie said might get a retest of the zone on the 10-minute. That's kind of what I'm looking for too. I mean, that's going to be like best case scenario. If it does, or I mean, if not, it might get close to it and just bounce right back up. But I do think it's going to push back up because the 4-hour over here has has room to push. We still don't have a buy signal here on the 1 minute though. Volatility is super low. Let's see some profits here from Deswell. So Deswell said Monday morning up 4,650 for the day. Nice work, Deswell. Yeah, solid work right there. Barack over here is, as well. He said good week to start off daylight savings time change. Currently up 683 for the day. Nice work, Barack. And then it looks like he locked in one more. Took a buy off the low. He's now up 1,000 to 317. Great work, Barack. Nice. Solid work right there. Patricia over here as well, too. Locked in some morning profits. Total profit of 7,210 for the day. So nice work right there, Patricia. Solid. You guys did pretty good for so far. We have a pending buy signal right here. So if we get that, this could possibly be an entry for that strategy I was just showing you guys earlier. So we have a low right here. So if we get a buy signal, the thing about this is that it's going to push up, at least 100 pips. So even if you want to do a scalp entry, the normal 100, 200, 100, 300, you can probably take that. Because I think this will probably bounce up. If this closes, it'll probably push up at least enough to get that far out. The problem with applying this strategy on the 1 minute, the one that I was just referring to, is that it's going to be hard for you guys to determine your lot size, right? You'd have to change your lot size super quickly. So if anything, probably be best to just take the set ones that we normally take. So this would be considered a pivot scalp entry, also would be considered a intraday scalp entry as well. If it closes, doesn't look like it's going to close yet. With the last 10 seconds right here. Yeah, no buy signal there yet. So we'll keep following this right here and see if it closes. The volatility died down a lot though. So you can see from the volatility here, it's starting to slow down quite a bit. The 4-hour here is running. 10-minute here is running. 1 minute here, it keeps coming with that pending momentum, but then it disappears. Yeah, Maddie said it's wicking hard off both sides. Yeah, so it's kind of risky here. I mean, unless it closes a strong bullish candle. Yeah, Maddie said breaking out soon. Yeah, I can see the breakout happening to the upside. So that's kind of where I see it going. I think if a buy signal does come up, it'll probably break out to the upside here. Probably take that for a scalp if it does close. And it's so tricky. So it didn't close there. I didn't take it. I was waiting for it to close. Because if it does close, it's technically going to be a pivot scalp entry. It's also going to be an intraday scalp entry as well. So there's a lot of criteria here that's meeting. It's also going to be the high level momentum entry right here too. Technically, this thing's supposed to be like, stop loss is supposed to be down here. And I mean, technically, we can still run it. It's just, it's going to run through the sessions up here. So it's going to be a little bit risky to be holding something like that. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said it's lining up with the higher time frames. Yeah, if it would just close, right? So if this closes invalid, I think this will still push up because it still fits the criteria for the strategy. I just haven't really tested it on the 1 minute. I know, Maddie, you've looked at it a bit. So no buy signal there. And the market's just super tricky right now. The buy signal kind of comes up for a little bit and then it just disappears at the last second. So you really got to wait for the candle to actually close. See, Maddie said, I think it might wick out that low then push. Yeah, I can see that too. I feel like the buy signal might just pop up and just shoot up to the target price point right here that I'm looking for is going to be the sessions, right? So I think it might just shoot up all of a sudden and then get up to that high point. So there's no entry here, guys. Sorry, I'm going to move this over. There's no entry there. The buy signal never came up. The zone that I drew up was from this low. So the zone here actually is a bit tighter now because it created another low right here. So if you get a buy signal off this, I mean, it's probably going to push up higher. And I'll probably take that for, I mean, whatever you want to call it, a pivot scalp entry, intraday scalp entry, one of those. But the volatility here is super low now. It's not really moving very much. See, if you look at the bodies here, I like to measure the bodies rather than the wicks. The bodies here are only moving like about 100, 200 pips, which is not very much, especially during New York session. Looking at MT4, it's kind of laggy here on TradingView, but MT4 is still pushing. Man, what a tricky market. So it's not really it didn't break. We never got that buy signal. So what it's going to keep doing is just going to keep establishing new lows here. So this zone that we drew up, now we have another zone right here. Basically, what we're waiting for is that buy signal. Once we get that buy signal, we can write it up higher, but we just don't have it yet. Yeah, Maddie said, I don't know, it's playing too much. Yeah, I agree. It's not really moving. Two directional. We have, again, the lower zone right here. But all we're looking for is a buy signal. That's literally the only thing we're looking for. You know, once we get it, we'll probably push up to the next area up there. So I want to measure how far is it from this point. It just isn't closing. That's the problem. Like we have the setup right there, but it's not closing. Got about 20 seconds right here. Ten seconds left. See if it actually closes. 5 seconds left. All right, so we do have that right there. If you guys want to take that for a high-low quick scalp, or not high-low, a pivot scalp. I think it's a little risky, but let's see where it's at. There you go, full TP off that right there. So I hopped into that right there. That's exactly what I was looking for. So this is what we were waiting for right here, guys. There's a fuller move happening right here, but this is the entry that we were looking to take. So it went straight to TP right there. I'll take a screenshot of this to show you guys real quick. This is a pivot scalp entry. Where's it at? So this would be the pivot scalp entry right there. But what I'm looking for here, it's going to be a bigger move. So this is the pivot scalp. The full move is actually down here, which I mean, I would have taken if like it wasn't too big of a move, but it's just too big of a move right here. I can't really change my lot size that quickly to accommodate for this huge move right here. So we still have the entire move that's still running right now. So I'll just have this marked up when I delete it. So we have a lot of moves within move right here. So you can see how big this move is right here. This is why I find it to be a little risky. But we still have these over here running the 10-minute. It's still coming to test this area. It hasn't came down to test the zone yet. And then we also have the 4-hour here that's still running as well. See, Maddie said he caught it from lower point when it wicked off the low. Nice. Yeah, no, it's solid. So we'll see where this goes from here. I'm looking to get into this one right here, though. So here's the trade that you're supposed to mark up. The only problem with this here is that it's going to have to get to the sessions right there. So I'm not in this one right here. I got into the other one right here, though, the pivot scalp. I'm also trying to get into this one right here on the 10. This one that's running. Looks like a lot of you guys here actually caught that. So let's see, Seth over here posted some profits. Seth is currently up 23,805 for the day. Nice work, Seth. So yeah, great work, guys, for whoever caught the trade there. I mean, it played out perfect. It was exactly what we were waiting for. That bullish momentum bounce off this area. The problem with these strategies here, so the one that I'm showing you guys right here, is that it's difficult to apply on the 1 minute because it happens too fast. So you're not able to set your lot size, TP stop loss as quickly as you would be able to on the 10 minute. So like, for example, over here, I was able to calculate this. So I actually entered into this right here as well. When price is kind of bouncing around here. So my entry point was actually right here. I'm looking at my MT4 right now. It's currently around my entry point. So my entry happened around this point right here. And this is more of a set and forget type strategy. So for this one, you just let it run and then let it be. You would calculate your lot size. Like for example, over here, I gave you guys a lot size for a 200K count. So for this one right here, it is a, to go with a 15 lot. So it's about a 2,000 pip move or 1,500 pip move. So I just cut this up by 5 pips. I mean, 5 lot sizes, and I'm only risking 2,000 for this trade. So it's about 1% of my account, which is not that bad. You know, win or lose, it's not bad because if you take all these trades here, you're going to balance out. The reason why I was convinced to take that is because the 4-hour here is also running. The strategy works good on the higher time frame. So 4-hour here is running, has about at least 1,500 pips to go. So it's going to hit my TP before it reaches a 4-hour. So yeah, we got this one right here. I'll put this in the chat. So that you guys can follow it as well. All right, so let's see. Here, I'll just put this in the chat so that you guys can take it if you guys want to take it. You don't have to take it. So this isn't an official entry. It's just, you know, one of the strategies that we're testing out, but I think it lines up with a lot of the confluences here. So for all these signals that I'm sending out, guys, none of these are official trades, right? Just keep that in mind. You guys got to make sure you're using proper risk because these are very big trades. So you have to use proper lot sizes when taking these. These aren't the type of trades where you want to take like, yeah, you definitely don't want to over leverage off these trades. This is like a 2,100 pip move. So yeah, if you guys want to hop into it, just make sure to use proper risk, guys. That's the main thing that I can tell you guys. Because if you lose this trade, it's not a big deal. If you lose 1% of your account, it's not a lot, right? So for me, I'm on a 200K account. I lose 1%, that's 2,000, that's nothing. If you're on a 100K account, you know, same thing. You're on a 100K account, 1%, you're losing 1,000. So you're losing less on this than you're losing, or you're making and losing less on this than you are on the quick scalps, because the quick scalps you're taking bigger risk. I mean, you're risking about the same amount, but this trade's, like I said, forget type strategy. If you guys are too worried about these entries too, when price does make its way to profit, so for example here, if price pushes up and closes in profit right here, right, then you can move your stop loss in profit. So you know, there's two types of people. There's people that can hold longer trades, and there's people who can take shorter trades. You got to find out what works for you. If you're good at holding these longer trades, these intraday swing trades, then you know you want to trade on the 10-minute or higher. If you want to scalp and you don't like holding trades for too long, then the 1 minute is going to be your time frame. So just keep that in mind when you guys are taking these trades and when you guys decide to take these trades, because these are considered scalps. These are considered intraday. And it's just it's based off like your own trades, your own trade preference, because it's not for everybody. So let me see if there's any Forex trades here to take before it gets close to 8 o'clock. That's when the next candle closes. So no buy signal here. I have odd CHF or a pending buy signal right there, actually. If that closes, possible entry right here. You might be a little too tight though. JPY, nothing there. Odd NCD, nothing there. I got a lot of pairs here to look at. Mainly looking for the momentum pushes. Nothing there. So what I'm looking for is just momentum signals, and I'm looking if they're bouncing off these high lows. If there's nothing there, then there's nothing to take at the moment. This EG trade is still running. Nothing there. GCAD trade over here, full TP, it's done. GBCHF, nothing there. GJ, nothing there. GN, nothing here. Maybe it's still running. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Possible entry here for GCAD for a buy. Yeah, so if this comes down and rejects off the zone right here, possible entry for a buy. I don't know if this will happen though. It has about 12 minutes left on the candle, so we'll have to see if that plays out. USDCHF, nothing there, and UJ, nothing here as well. So there's not really much going on around there. 10-minute over here is still kind of bouncing around. 4 hours still bouncing around. 1 minute over here still bouncing around. So we have this entry that's currently running. This is applying the high-low momentum strategy that I was going to show you guys today, or what I've been showing you guys today actually. But it's still kind of just bouncing around the area. So this is why I don't really like applying it on the 1 minute, because they conflict sometimes. So we have one entry running right here, but if the sell signal closes, these are going to conflict, right? Because you have another rejection off this point. So this is why I don't like applying it on the shorter time frames, because you'll get a lot of these types of entries here, which will conflict. This one here actually didn't close, so there's no confliction there. But if it did close, you'd have two opposite strategies running against each other. So I don't really recommend applying this type of strategy. on the shorter time frames, I recommend applying it on the 10-minute and higher because they're not going to conflict as often. Sometimes you'll get confliction, but it's not going to happen too often. So I don't really see anything right now. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll be wrapping this up pretty soon. It's 7:50 right now, so we got about 10 minutes till 8. Unfortunately, I caught the flu this weekend, so as you guys can tell, my voice is a little different. It's kind of hard for me to speak, so I'm going to be holding off on the mentoring session until I get better. So, or until I could at least talk a little better without being in pain. So. See if there's anything else over here. Deswell said he's done for the day, locked in 6,550 for the day. Nice work, Deswell. All right, so good work right there. Let's see, other than that, I think that's it for right now. We still have this 10-minute running and this 4-hour running. This will probably take a while for this to actually play out. So, and this is a big push. It's 2,000 pips above. Luckily, I got in for a pretty good discount, so should be beneficial for me. The 1 minute over here still hasn't provided any entries. There's actually a high-low quick scalp that was off this candle right here. I don't know if anyone caught it. Yeah, did you take it, Maddie? Okay, so Maddie is actually in this trade right here. There's a high-low quick scalp, and it looks like it just hit his TP. Nice. Yeah, I missed that trade there. I thought that sell signal was going to come up. That's why I didn't really look at it, but yeah, it looks good. I think that's the same one Deswell took too. Yeah, he took the buy right there. Yeah, so unfortunately I missed that trade there, but if you guys took it, great. It was a quick scalp. There was a low right here, so we have bullish momentum, bullish trend meter. The low is on this candle. When this candle over here showed a wick, that's where the entry would have came up, and that's where you would have taken the trade if you guys were taking something there. So not bad. All right, guys, it's getting close to 8 o'clock. I'm going to zoom through these Forex pairs one more time, and then if there's no other questions, I'm probably going to wrap this up for the day. As I mentioned, fortunately I'm sick, so I can't really hold the mentoring session for today. I was really looking forward to it, but we'll have it soon. Hopefully by tomorrow my voice will be a little bit better and I'll be able to speak more. But here, I'll just show you an example of the strategy. So here's the strategy, the example of the strategy I was just showing you guys. I'm going to call it the high-low momentum. Basically, when you see a momentum candle like this, you see a buy signal, you're going to draw supply and demand at the previous low. So like right here, supply and demand, or this would be called, I guess, demand. And then from this point at right here, you can see this is where we're expecting momentum to push up from, right? So from here, you'll enter the long position right there. Your stop loss will be at the low. We'll probably round this to the high, the closest full number, which will be either a 5 or a 0. So this is 73. We're going to run that up to 75. Prop target, same distance away. And when you see an entry like this, this is where you take it, you let it run, and then full TP right there. So it's a pretty simple strategy. I mean, it works very well. And this is basically what I was going to teach you guys today during the mentoring session. Unfortunately, I can't teach you guys today, but I will teach you guys at a future date. So let me just scroll through here. I'll see if there's any entries here that we can possibly take. So let's see. Odd NZD, there's actually one that's currently running right now. It's currently in drawdown at the moment. For odd NZD, it's bearish as well. The risky thing about this is that there's news coming up right here in the next, couple 4-hour candles, but this is an entry that's running for odd NZD or a sell. They're running. Yeah, Maddie said it would be stronger if the candle's outside, and I agree with you too. It's stronger when the candle actually pushes outside, so I wasn't too inclined to take that one there. So I'll see if there's any other ones here. just like leave you guys with something if you guys do decide to take any trades or want to take something. So CAD JPY over here. Same situation that Maddie discussed. He said it would be better if it was pushing outside of the zone, which I agree. But again, another possible entry right there or a sell. CHF JPY. There's one here that actually just passed. So here's an example again right here. Buy signal, it's rejecting off the low right there. Let's see if it actually hit CP already. Speed 120. Yeah, this already hit full TP. So bullish momentum right there, rejecting off this. So here's the key thing. If you guys use proper risk management, you only take like 1% per trade or 3%, between 1 and 3 max. You guys can see right here, if you were to take these trades, even if you were to lose this trade here and you took something like this, you would have won the buy. And then for CHF JPY, you could have won the buy right here as well. So you'd be up. You know, this is a 1-to-1 risk reward strategy. So as long as you have more wins and losses, you'll be perfectly fine. There's another one right here. So there's a sell signal. You can see the high low right here, rejecting off it. You would take the sell at this point. Full TP right there, or it's actually a bigger move. It's 110 pips. So you guys can see how lucrative this strategy is, right? Like if you want to just set and forget trades, you can literally take them, just let them run. Full TP off that. Euro CAD. There's just no entries right now specifically, but there is a bunch of entries that came up, I think last night. Yeah, another one right here. Full CP off that too. So you can see there's a lot of entries here that would have hit full TP. It's really just checking the charts every 4 hours. These are considered kind of swing intraday trades. So I mean, if you guys can just, and this is what I'll be calling signals off this strategy here, because you guys can see how accurate it is, right? You're gonna have losses here and there, but for the most part, you're gonna have a lot of wins. Right here, Euro USD. I think a lot of these major pairs usually have really good results. $115 pips, full TP. GA, nothing there. GC. Nothing there. GCHF, nothing there. So yeah, typically I would look at the 4 hour first, and if I don't see anything on the 4 hour, then I'll look at I'll look on the 1 hour. But the 4 hour is always going to be a lot more accurate. Again, another win here for 112 pips. There's a lot of wins here. So a lot of these trades, if you took them last night or on Friday, I guess, if you took them on Friday, just let them run over the weekend. The GN trade running right now. No, actually, it's not. I think GN's running on the 1 hour. Nothing on GU. NZD CAD. This one here is running at the moment. Actually, no, I take that back. It's not. CHF. NJ. NZD USD. So whenever I see these entries here, I will call them for you guys, or I'll try to call them if I see them. Yeah, these are like good strategies to apply outside of the New York session, since I know some of you guys have been itching to take trades outside of US30. So here's the US30 trade that's running on the 10-minute. It's now pushing back into profit. Currently in it, it's in profit about $600, $700 right now. As I mentioned, I'm taking it for a smaller lot size, so it's not going to be a huge move. Just 1%. So if I win, I make 2,000. If I lose, I make 2,000. I lose 2,000. So not really a huge deal right there. So guys, all right, it's 8 o'clock right now, so I don't see anything else for us to look at. Unless you guys have any other questions, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to get some rest. Hopefully I can get better by tomorrow so we can get back in full swing. But yeah, I don't know how long this flu will linger for. So, all right, guys, unless you guys have any questions, feel free to message me on Telegram, or you guys can always email me at sean@kodikaitrades.com. Otherwise, we'll wrap this up for today. If I see any other entries, I will send them over to you guys in the premium chats. And if not, we'll continue on with this week, which is election week. So keep in mind, tomorrow is election day. So we might get some crazy movements tomorrow, but other than that, we'll just take it as is. So, all right, guys, other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for the next live session. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys then. So